Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I want to do some Christmas cards or simply some cards, show you how you can make some stickers, how I normally do that, what surfaces you can use, etc, etc. So tag along, perhaps you get some ideas for your next cards or Christmas. So you can see this already looks a bit like there was some mice eating it up. These were also cards that I made, but I used them for jewelry. I also have a video up on that, but you can basically always pick the most beautiful part and put it under a glass dome. But what I wanted to show you for this purpose is what I did it. So everybody eventually knows the super duper Yupo paper. That special paper with a very clear surface, a little thicker, very nice, but it's also rather expensive. So the simple alternative is to use photo paper. The difference is really not that big. So I can't even tell actually. Yeah, this is a Yupo. This is a Yupo one. It's a little harder, but that's really all. This is photo paper and it's really perfectly fine. There's nothing speaking against not using photo paper. It's really beautiful. So yeah, this what I do today is basically this, but I'm not directly going to use it for jewelry, but eventually send some of it out. So let me put this to the side, because another thing that I want to show you is, for example, on Yupo you can store your skins, you can peel it off. And then I wanted to show you another thing you can nicely do for cards or something like that, is to have this self-adhesive foil. You see this stuff and you pour on this. And later on, then when it's dry, you cut out hearts or whatever type of shades you like. So I want to give that a go. Just showing you something else if you're looking for jewelry making. This is simple baking, pergament paper, baking paper. You can't peel it off, and I wouldn't use it because it's not really, it makes rimples, and also I don't like that. Okay, I put all this at the side. Okay, so I want to make 4 cards here, but at the end it's going to be 8. But what I'm going to show you I call a butterfly dip. Basically, I squish 2 halves together, and at the end, in the middle, there is a bit of a separation line, like 2 wings of a butterfly, and I'm going to cut them there. And they're just for attaching them to presents and writing a name on top of it. So they're also not very straight. I didn't pay attention to that because yeah, it's not a office card, right? It's a Christmas card. And for this one I'm gonna do for the stickers, gonna do the same thing eventually, who knows. And I need to put that really flat when I squish it, so it can be a bit messy. I can't do it on here because it's rather soft. I have some rest paint, so I'm not really looking to mix something up right now. Most of the people with FluidArt always have a drop here and there of rest paint. Only pay attention that it's gonna, with the squishing, it's gonna mix a lot, so don't use colors that don't go well together. Eventually have a look at the video about the color wheel. Okay, let's go. Okay, so I opened all my little paint pot rests. You can use silicone, you don't have to. It doesn't matter what pouring medium you used, or if you even mixed some paint specifically for this only with water, because that doesn't need to hang on a wall or be exposed to light or anything like that. Just one thing I would advise is to not have the paint too thick, but thin, but rather on the thick side. And to have multiple pairs of gloves around, because yeah, every time you get your hands full of paint. And yeah, I'm gonna give it a go now. So I think a good thing also for these cards is to always have something sparkly around, so some form of metallics or gold, silver, pearl is also nice. So I'm gonna do the first one with green, yellow, gold, something like that. Keep in mind you're gonna squeeze it, so you don't need too much paint. Also not everywhere. I mean, it's gonna squeeze out to the sides, so you don't need too much there. But better to be safe than sorry, obviously. And you only need one side. And if I don't like it, I just squeeze it again. Okay, so that was easy, right? Second part is even easier. You just pick it up and squeeze it together. And then you open it up. Ta-da! So here this paint was a bit on the thin side, but you can see the butterfly pattern that it is like with a mirror, obviously, here in the middle. And if you don't like it all, you can either squeeze it again with a little bit more paint on it, or you cut something out of it. It really depends on you. But here at the edges, it always gives very nice patterns also for jewelry. Also, it's really important now that this thing is gonna lay flat. Perhaps you wanna even consider putting something on the left and the right side to hold it down, and then better cut it off, because otherwise the paint is gonna run back into the middle, and that we don't want. But like I said, I'm gonna cut it in two anyways. Okay, so this is a very greenish, yellowishy one. And I really, as always, like blue. I like blue. So let's do a blue one. So blue and silver are always something I really like. But perhaps it would be a little bit too simple. So perhaps I'm gonna just use some dark purple with it. Or I'm gonna use some red, blood red with it. And then later on do one with purple. Okay, so I'm going to squeeze it again. Keep in mind again, in the one on top there, paint is going to run into the middle, so it has no use of using a lot of paint. Again, it's even more destroying the pattern, so this could be already too much. I'm going to fold the left part over the right part. I didn't do that before because then I can keep the paint relatively steady. Push it down a bit and open it up. Now this is cool. It's always a pity when you film something that the reflection is so strong. Ooh. Not a lot of the silver. Oh yeah, it actually is. So let's do a purple pink one. good for the kids. If you want to see this without the reflection and all, you can go to my Facebook page that I'm going to link in the description, and it should be there. This is really nice shine and really dark into light and all. I think this is my preferred one so far. So I think I'm going to leave it with these three and now only do see if I can make the sticker one. Here I'm going to do the same thing, and it's not going to be very stable that it can just lay like that, but it's going to be fun as a sticker, I think. So I'm going to put every kind of all colors together, and if you want to do that even with colors that don't go together, just keep them at different sides. That should also already do the trick a bit. But colors that go with everything, like copper, gold, silver, you can put it a bit at the as a base. I think it's really important that it's not too thin. You can see here the silver was very thin, so that's not a good thing. Okay, I'm gonna leave it with that. It's too much already, and it's probably hopefully not looking terrible, because it all doesn't go together. But the cool thing with this really is that you can cut it out then and stick it onto something. Perhaps it would be better to have it on a flat surface. But you're gonna figure all that out. Squishy, squishy, a bit of wibbly. Okay, so it didn't, I had it not enough in the middle, but doesn't matter, you can even tilt it a bit. But look at that cool colors. Now you see the butterfly idea. It's stuck. But I don't need that, it's not a card, right? I can definitely cut out these pieces. I mean, look at that. I could tilt this bigger blob now somewhere, but I don't want to, because then also I lose the rest of the pattern. So this would also be a part really cool for jewelry, I have to say. So who knows? This one is cool. I should try to show you. So this is really 2 butterfly wings with all different colors. It's not muddy, that depends on the consistency, and yeah, you're not tilting it. But it's really colors going into colors over each other, into each other like feathers. Okay, so I'm gonna let this dry. I'm gonna clean up the mess. And have a look at the description for the link to my social media platforms. And I hope to see you back soon.